Alrighty, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Lego One Half Enduro, and this is the first breakdown of 2017. And I'm doing this because I've seen some videos and a lot of the usual stuff that's going on. So I said, you know what? Let me throw in my 2 cents in there and help people out in certain cases. Now, also, you see on the screen is one of the games I picked up last year, which I really have so far have enjoyed on my dying console, the Wii. Really, taking the truth, the Wii version is better than the Wii U version in many cases. Still fun on the Wii U, but missed opportunities with the Wii U, but still a good game. And I've had fun playing this game on my Wii U in a remote. Now, I want to talk about something that's been plaguing the community lately. Now, we know about the whole fan wars and stuff like that. If you're new to my channel, you should understand I don't care about who win or who lose or whatever. As long as you're playing your games, you're having fun. That's all I care about. I don't care if you have a Sony PlayStation, you have an Xbox, your PC, your Vita. Because again, I have a Vita, and I mean, to be honest with anybody, I have played my Vita all throughout the first month, and now I think the only thing I've played is PC and Vita. That's about it. But mostly Vita. I have my game of Trials of Cold Steel. I've put over 80 hours in that game, and I'm enjoying it. So I cannot. That's what my reason I should say that as long as you're having fun in the games, I'm not gonna be poo-pooing on you. As long as if you're one of those channels to talk about certain fandoms of it, and then don't talk logical, make sense of it, that's where I'll say, okay, that's a little all right. And then next thing you do is when you attack people because they like something. If they like something and they spend their own money, it's kind of weird. The only thing I will attack any person for, other than if they tell straight up lies, is only excuse me, is when it start attacking other people for what they like and call them names and whatever. And the only thing, and other than that, mostly if you guys are one of those people who say stuff and you buy games that are broken. Now, I will be against broken games, stupid DLC pre-orders and stuff like that. But other than because that's destroyed the industry. But let's get into something. Something that a lot of people might not like in my life. Like I said, this have made a lot of enemies and a lot of friends. I didn't say enemy. People don't like me or people like me or whatever, because I look at things objectively. Something that I wish a lot of people do, but they don't. And this works very weird in the world of politics with me. I'm a radio show, but I like to let people, give people other sides and other stuff. Not the whole devil's advocate thing, but just to present something that makes it simple, and you were like, okay, you make the decision and come with a logical reasoning. Now we have something called we are gamers, and we have, of course, the online systems. Now, if you have a PC, you're going to most of your gaming online is basically free. Basically, same thing with, let's say, Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, and PlayStation, and Microsoft and Nintendo. Sorry, Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft. Y'all basically, remember, you basically are the whims of your internet. Let's get that one. Every one of these, even PC has a failure. If your internet provider's doing maintenance or it's down or whatever, if it don't work, it sucks for everybody. Now, there are arguments where people try to say, well, you pay your internet provider once and you don't have to play another service again. Well, okay. You play online, all that stuff. Let's be objective about this as well too. Now, PC, like I said, PC basically is always free. But if you want to play certain games, you got to play certain services. So free in the sense of free, they have. But if you play certain games, you got to play certain services. You ain't playing it fully free. Now, people are saying also, now they're going to console side, PlayStation. Let's go with Nintendo. Nintendo did the Wii and the Wii U. It was free online. Basically, Nintendo was a company that was taking a loss basically through the Miiverse thing to monetize. They were losing millions of dollars, including when it was like holiday season. Oh, they were losing millions of dollars just to give these customers free service. Now, is Nintendo's online the best? No. It also has its problems, but I'll state this right here. Nintendo have the least amount of downtime, least amount of maintenance setup, the least amount of hacks, because hacks have happened. And I'm also still fishy about the 450, the one that people's hitting them up, because it's weird that you broadcast the users' names like that. Most places don't do that, and there was sites doing, like news journalist sites were doing that, which normally you shouldn't really be doing that if you're a news journal site. But that's a whole different topic, a whole different time. That's something weird and fishy about that to me. But, and also 450 out of 14 million compared to the other two consoles, yeah, not really. But I want to say this. Then you have the Xbox. The Xbox is unlike other people, I gave kudos to when they need to be kudos. Xbox brought in Xbox Live, the consoles, bring online to the consoles in a mainstream way. Just like I said, Nintendo streamlined and mainstream. There were consoles that had online, from the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2, but it wasn't fully fleshed out and working smooth until Xbox came in and did that. Kudos to Xbox for that. Do they have the best online experience when it comes to consoles? Survey says yes, and I also look at things and I would say yes. They have the best service as well. Do they get hacked? Yes. Do they have? Yes, but they have the best rate of, if things go down, they pick stuff back up quickly. Excuse me. They pick back up, make sure they pick up quickly and do maintenance to make sure stuff won't happen like that. Now, they are really good at that, and they give you free games and service as well too. Now, let's give a shout out to PlayStation. PlayStation also has their own Play service, and there was free in the PlayStation 3 era coming out to 4. You have to pay $60. I'm going off for the price tag, $60 for things just to keep it interested, really, about how to show you something. I apologize for that. Had a long night last night, and my throat has not cleared up from doing a lot of music stuff. Anyway, so PlayStation. Now, out of the three, PlayStation physically and technically has been right, because even Sony's announced in the IR pages have shown that they also know what's going on. PlayStation has give you good services, but they're the one that goes down the most, and they're the ones that get hacked the most, and there's the one that also and sometimes when PlayStation cover patches to fix the game, fix the hacks and stuff, they also want the lead in when it comes to bricking consoles. And this is all stuff coming from PlayStation's IR pages talking about what they need to do to keep the PSN working and everything, right? So this is from PSN I'm talking about. How they know that they've bricked people's systems and also unfairly charge people and all kind of stuff. So out of all the systems, objectively looking at it, PlayStation is the worst out of the three. Now, shout out against PlayStation people, just do it. Now, for all three systems, I'll say this, PC. Best to always, the Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, best to have a card, eShop card, or a PlayStation card, or arcade card, or PSN card. Do it that way. Don't put your credit card, if you, like I said, to be 100%, do not put your credit card on any of the consoles. Including now that we don't know the infrastructure is going to be for Nintendo Switch really too much, but do not use other cards, and don't use credit cards so you don't get hurt or lose any money, financials, or anything like that. Now, in the Wii U era, technically speaking, Nintendo had the most secure when it came to that, because other than the server, other than you going to Nintendo.com to buy games over the server, if you buy games to your console, they basically had a system where they used you have to, since their account is locked to your system, if anybody wanted to take your credit card information, they had to hack your system. And the way the credit card system with PlayStation, with 3DS and Wii U worked was, your card is there, but just like the NFC chip for certain for your credit card they have that everybody has now, it basically did a random access code every time it's being purchased, so you can't link it back to the card. That's what Nintendo used, which was a very good system, and it's proven very well because they still have the lowest rate of any information. Really, through that system, they have none. That zero, but they have hacks where people get information if you use your card to the Nintendo online store through the PC, because you basically put your information, your data information, on a server, which can be hacked. So that's why I say I don't know about the Switches one, because we'll wait to see when it breaks down and see what's going on. Now, Nintendo. Okay, so basically that's the breakdown of all of them in that regard. That's what it is. Now, the Nintendo Switch is coming out. There are people making arguments that Nintendo needs to do online and blah, blah, blah. And, they need voice chat and need all this stuff, which is weird because, again, you have many ways to access voice chat. Because technically speaking, if you want to play games with your friends online, Xbox and PlayStation, even PC, the quickest and fastest way to contact them, if they're your true friends or people that you're cool with, and I've said this multiple times, is through your phone. If I need to talk to, I'll give you an example, AA or Sprite Remix or The Good Shepherd or Dr. Feelgood, if I need to contact them, I'll contact them through a phone because I really do know them and we met in real life, and it'll be way faster than if through online, whatever. And if something happens to the online, you can still use your phone's data. So that's just way faster to do that. So I could see where Nintendo is going, other than not being sued and everything else, which I've talked about in the past a little bit. But to get back to the point, until they come out, we'll see what happens. Now, I give kudos for Nintendo using the phone as a device because of that main reason also. And you're not going to be tethered your Switch data to your phone, of course, because the Switch is basically Wi-Fi enabled, not Wi-Fi enabled. And if you want to, you could use your hotspot if you want to keep on talking on your phone. Most phones now use its own hotspot setup if you want to do that. Because it'll take too much more to put in a chip in there, because the PlayStation Vita's 3G thing was a pain in the ass, and even Sony knows that. And they know that was a mess up, and that's why they versions after that they took it back out because it was a waste of time, and the exclusive deal with AT&T was not doing great for the console. But Nintendo is like I said. Nintendo is doing a very smart thing, which I like business when they do smart things like this. They're going to give you, for the first 3 months, Nintendo Online, $0, see what's going on. Now, the more Switches sell, the lower the price will be for the Nintendo Online service. The less they sell, the higher it's going to be. So if they sell more, it's going to go lower. If they don't sell as much, it's going to be high. Now, seeing what the pre-orders and everything going through and what everybody's trying a lot, it looks like it's going to sell great. But I already I've done videos of my predictions for the first year until the end of this year, not the Nintendo financial year, but first until the end of this year, what the sales will be like. So, with that said, find out how it is. Then have people set out a bunch of people to test out to see how the system is, because you're going to get a lot of people in the first couple months on the Switch to check out the online. Everybody gets it free. You basically stress testing the whole system with a lot of people just being there free. Because once you I've learned this is business as a business guy. Sometimes if you want to get riffraff out of your place, just charge $1, and you get a lot of people. You notice a lot of people leave your place. A lot of the sleazeballs, jackwagons leave your place if you charge them just $1 to come in and do certain things. Because human nature is weird. It's a weird thing, and that's why I'm intrigued by human nature, and I'm surprised how even in politics, to see people always try to argue and evolve over what humans been doing for millions of years. I don't get it, but whatever. Anyway, but see what it is, stress test it, see what's going on, and when you charge them, a lot of people will drop out. There will be a lot of people who's going to do the free stuff. I am one of them, and a lot of people who pay for the pay service now. Now, all this basically stems from seeing the articles talking about Nikkei when Kimishima, president of Nintendo, saying that there's going to be 2,000 to 3,000 yen, which basically is the online service in Japan. And the people saw $17.50 to $27. I'll round up, $18 to $27. That's what they saw. That's just an exchange rate. That's not the real price coming to America or Europe. Every branch is going to have a different thing. Shoot, Nintendo might charge $40 if things are really bad, and they need to do a lot of maintenance work just to catch up with a lot of stuff. So, never know. That's one of the things that's one of the things my channel. A lot of people say my channel should be big, is because I talk simple sense. I can't say common sense because I've said it many times before. Common sense is not common no more. So simple sense, simplistic, break it down logically and to layman's terms so people can understand where I'm coming from. With that said, that could happen, but mostly it'll be $30. It could be $25, maybe $20 at the most, but it could be that. Now, I've seen videos, and shout outs to people, I'm not gonna call them names, they know who they are, that does their videos like this. And this is where I think the problem is with the whole, now we're making console of online service. I don't really think you should be tooting your horn. One, because I said before, you don't know the full operation of what the service is. So I'm not going to brag and say, wow, Nintendo's way better than that. Nah, not yet. Let's see what's going on first. That's one. Two, there's people out there who's going to argue sake for arguing about which is the better, that's going to go against Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, blah, blah, blah. The fan wars between that. That's ridiculous and makes no sense to me. That's just crazy talk. I don't get it, and I maybe never will, but that's just crazy to be arguing that as well too. You bought a system, you have an option to purchase the online service or not. Me, I don't purchase, just like I'll give you an example. I just basically downloaded Fire Emblem, and it's a let's play of the first 11 minutes of Fire Emblem Heroes that on the channel. I gotta work on the volume thing, but I was just testing it out. But I'm not gonna spend no money to play Fire Emblem Heroes. Nope. I'm gonna basically be playing a game and doing the stuff the hard way. That'll be my own secret challenge. If it doesn't work out, hey, it doesn't work out. But so far the game is fun, and I was like, I love the challenge of this thing, of being that I see how far I could get and how bad I could do because I played the real Fire Emblem games. So my skills is tested that I don't want to pay for none of the online mobile credits and points and all that stuff. Not doing that. Y'all go ahead. Y'all have time. I'm not going to do that. For those who do it, I'm not knocking you for doing that, because if that's your true game, if you're more of a mobile person, that's your thing. You spend the money where you want to spend it. Because in the first 24 hours, Nintendo made $23 million off of that Fire Emblem app. Not bad. For the first 24 hours, 23 million. So that's good. So I don't get in the war thing of thing, but this is the part where a lot of people are basically, it makes me feel very weird saying this because it makes no sense to me. We're arguing, Nintendo is better because Sony has, Sony and Microsoft. Now, if you want to go objectively in what you're getting out of it, that's cool. That's cool. Like I broke it down at the beginning because I want to make sure everybody understand where I'm coming from. But the whole argument about this is better not because of objective, but because of price. Yeah, I understand people like. What do you call it? Values and stuff. I like a value stuff. Even though I have, I make a lot of money in my job and running my company. Doesn't mean that I don't like. Doesn't mean that I also just spend money frivolously. I don't do that. I make sure I'm coming from when I was born into a country where you can't. I don't like wasting money at all because I was super poor. I like a value, but most people play. Most gamers. Their main form of entertainment is video games. In the way we are in the world today, it's video games. That's the most. So why are you guys arguing about $60? I'm going with, oh man, $60. $60 too much. $60 is $5 a month. You spend and waste more than $5 a month. I guarantee you that. Some of y'all, and when people say, oh, to play online, look, you buy internet, $60, $70 a month, and you still pay, like me, that's why I say that's why I look at things objectively. Unlike most gamers or YouTubers, I still pay $7 to watch Hulu. To watch Hulu. I don't do Netflix, but to watch Hulu. So you pay online, you're still paying a service inside of a service. That's why I said the PC has the same problem too. But hey, you have the choice of buying it, the option of buying it or not buying it. Nobody forced you to do that. So I'm not complaining on something that you basically bought. But $60, $5 a month, are you guys? Come on, that's ridiculous. Now, if Nintendo does it for way less, of course, that means it's way less for a month. Don't get me wrong. So that's a nice little value. But again, if that's your main form of entertainment, $60 a year is basically a bargain for that much amount of entertainment. If you do love online gaming, I do not, so I don't. That's why I don't purchase it or do it a lot. A lot of people actually, oh, the only game I play online is like online for multiplayer and all that stuff will be Mario Kart and Splatoon. Mario Kart, Splatoon. What else? Technically, that's it. Whatever. That's about it. That's as far as it goes. I don't go beyond that to a degree. That's why I don't do Overwatch. That's one of the reasons I didn't do Overwatch. You don't have no single campaign. It's all multiplayer online. I do not like depending on other people to engage my fun. That's why I'm a single player and will be a single player person almost to all my gaming time. I think my multiplayer online is like less than 4%, 3% at the most. While I play all games single playerly. So just saying that as just to tell you where I'm coming from. But if I was a big, heavy online multiplayer, $60 is chump change. You spend more on that on a lot of stuff. Food, shoot, a week, $5. You spend $5 a month, and I can guarantee your lunch is more than $5 a month in most days in the weekday. So that's just to me, that's just a asinine argument. To say that Nintendo might be a little better if they have a lower price, yes, but I'll be objective using it. But to use it as an argument to say, oh man, we're better than no, the pricing. You say, that's to me, that's an asinine argument to a degree. Oh, I'm paying $5 a month. Oh, I pay $3 a month. The other person I'm playing, well, my argument to you is like I'm paying $0 a month to play online games because I'm playing it for free. So I win that little dealio. It's just, it makes no sense to argue from $5 and below. You say $1, $2, $3 a month. Hell, I bet you most of you guys could look in your couch and find $5 or $1 to play these 2-3 games as you play online multiplayer. It's ridiculous. So once again, like I said, I know a lot of people don't. I gain a lot of people because I think like this. I don't go into the whole console war asinine because it's stupid. I would basically argue common sense stuff and logical stuff. But if you got Xbox One and you're paying $6,000 a year, that's not nothing. Again, $5 a month, that's pretty good. If same thing on PlayStation, if you get Xbox, if you have $40, you're paying less money. That's good. That's all cool. If online is what you play, that's not a bad price for online, technically speaking. Most of y'all pay $180 a month for internet and TV and all kind of crazy stuff. Or your family does it. You got it for free anyway. So it's kind of an asinine argument, really. That's the way I look at it. And breaking down in simple sense terms, it's just to see guys saying about, oh, Nintendo's online is too expensive, even though they don't know the real price of it. Even if it was $60, I wouldn't never. Unlike other people, oh, it would be the same like the others. Nah, I wouldn't bitch about it either. I would bitch about not having a free online to play Splatoon and Mario Kart, which I think is still asinine if they put it through that. I would say that about Nintendo and say that's stupid to do that. Because the potential of having people buying your games for that is astronomical and outweighs the cost benefits for that. You will be way better doing that way than taking it and then for the little hit just to get an extra $3 a month for that. That's stupid. So the voice chat and other features, okay, but to play the game should not tag it, should not be locked onto online. You got to pay for it. That'll be stupid. That's one of the reasons I don't do EA Origins or Ubisoft's thing or whatever on PC and all that dumb stuff. I don't do that because I ain't gonna do that. But again, $60, not to me. That's asinine of an argument to do because again, you people have every gamer out there have wasted more than $60 or $5 a month. Wasted that. If you don't eat your lunch or breakfast for one day, you basically paid for your online for the month. So yeah, no. I like I said, I don't try to be negative to people. I just don't like the whole let's just argue for the argument's sake. Let's look at things simply and just excuse me again, sorry. Look at it simply and just let it be what it is. Let me see. If you made it to the live stream, okay. Basically, what up, Terrell 83? Yep, I use the eShop card for my digital needs. That's pretty good. Like I said, I've used credit card, but again, you have to initially hack my system to get my credit card. So, and also I got a credit card that basically notified me very quickly. So I ain't gotta worry about stuff like that really with the card. But again, that's the way the system is set up. So I would love that they will do that same system for the Switch, but there are things that they can't do that's because they want to open up the system a little bit more. So I don't know if we're gonna do that, but I hope that could happen, but we'll see. It'll be sad that we lost that just because they want to satisfy a few people who just being pains in the butt. Fruity Puncher, wasn't it $2.9 million? It might have been. I if I'm wrong, I know it was. No. It was 23. No. I'm worldwide. I think it was 23. I'll double check that, and if I'm wrong, I apologize if I'm wrong on that, and it might be 3 million, just in case that, because right now I'm not checking the internet really. I want to just get this talk out and just let people understand that this is a ridiculous argument, really. So, but let me see. Insane Gamer, I waste more than that on tobacco. It's the argument makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. Let me see. In terms of paid online service, a big question game journalists should ask is how companies like Nintendo will combat service attacks. Sony has been a victim to numerous times. Hope it's asked. Well, and Marie says a good question. That's the way they combat it was the whole locking your account to the system. That was the way to combat it, and that's a lot of people say that as a negative thing. Nothing's perfect. You know my mantra I said it, and in my videos, nothing's perfect. But not also you want to give something for nothing. It's like example like Xenoblade Chronicles. It had you could walk through some cars you could just go through cars. You have pop-ins in certain area pop-ins. I've already explained that when I did my review, but you do have pop-ins. You don't have dynamic shadowing in the game. You know, the shadow move at the time of the clock and everything. You don't have that, and also the faces doesn't look all that great. But the action, the no loading time, the big vast world, you're gonna do a trade-off. It's just gonna happen. Everything has a trade-off to it. Now you're right. I wish the journalists do have the integrity like me to ask certain questions to see what's going on, but they don't. They just again, you see through their biases what they do. That's why in my last video, with the LBC News, I told you about another bias that a lot of people never looked at. If you don't report the news, depending on what news you report, you also have a bias in that. Because again, remember last year I said multiple times, until now in January, nobody's talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon basically dominating on the sales last year. Nobody talked about it last year on the gaming. I know that those gaming sites. Now that Nintendo came up with the third quarterly annuals, they talk about it, but it is like an article and done. Most of them don't even put videos like they did other videos of one, as I point out with IGN. How do you not report a game sold basically $16 million in 1 month? That's asinine to me. That's ridiculous. But nobody talks about it. That, like I said, until whatever it is, it's weird that you could jump on the bandwagon for the others to say that, but you can't. So it is right. That is a great question over region. And again, the answer is, as I kind of answered a little before you, I do not know, because now they're going to do a different account system. So people could have the fun of doing certain things. Yes, it's going to be they're going to do it. But the answer they had to that question that you just asked again was the whole locking your account to because that made a different web setup, and you will have to. That's a different web setup, and you would have to attack. How do you call it? Sorry again. You would have to attack individuals instead of attacking a server. That's the way I look at it. All right, Fully Punch said 2.9 million in the world revenue gross for Heroes, being in the first day. Source is Sensor Tower Tidbit Information, which is Japanese largest source of revenue for Heroes. All right, Free Puncher, I can say you've been a sort of faithful subscriber, so I wasn't looking for the stuff, but if that's the $2.9 million in 24 hours, I will recruit what I said about the 23 and go with Free Puncher the 2.9. I know he's not one of those guys who looks for information. He's not a troll or whatever. So I have no problem believing this guy like that. So there you go. Unlike other people, my ego is not that great that I can't say I made a mistake if I made a mistake again. So I'll look into it as well too more Fully Punch later on. But like I said, I don't doubt you because you have never been a troll to my channel and done negative stuff. So I'll say that. Let me see. Maurice Charles. How do you feel about Atlas's survey? Did you take it? If Persona 5 Arena winds up on the Switch, that's when you like MJ. I have not taken the survey, and for anybody out there, Maurice Charles asks if you have. I hope you did, and put in good information. If it's something that if you want games to come for the Switch, that the games to come to the Switch for Nintendo. It'll be cool if the Persona 5 makes it to the Nintendo Switch. It can be a possibility because they push the game back so much. It might work that way that it could do that. It can, because Atlas has certain teams that's worked with Nintendo many times, so that could be a thing that can happen. So that could happen in that regard, but we'll see. We'll see. I've not taken it, and Persona 5 Arena. That would be cool. Cause what's the one that they played for 4? I played it, and it's pretty cool. It's for the game. So I battle. Is it Battle Arena or the one that they use for 4 for the fighting, the side fighting? That was pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having that as a game to play, another fighting game to play. The more the merrier. The more different fighting games we have, the better it is. But yeah, you might do it, Maurice. You might dance around me for that game. I'll say, hey, you bring yourself to Blaze Blue and Dengeki Dengeku Banku. I might be beating you on that. Arena Ultimate Ultimax is the second one. Yeah, well there you go. But let me see, Terrell. I would like that Atrian Odyssey for the Switch personally. Well, again, if you want to do that, go. If you do that, and if they ask what games to bring for the Switch, because I have not looked at the survey, so I don't know what the survey entails. But if they ask you what games you would like to bring to the console, why not? That's something that would be pretty cool to do. I'm not gonna deny that. Let's see. I'll step my game up. Funny enough, that's one of my songs came off of an album called "Step Your Game Up." And that's also in a TV show. Anyway, let me see. Speaking of Fire Emblem Heroes, this game is so much fun. It is. I played it. I am gonna put some live stream of me on. I gotta work out the volume issues, so I apologize for that. But I am gonna there's a live stream up already about it right there, and I'm gonna keep on live streaming because I have an app on my phone that basically does that. Like it basically does. It basically does that they stream any game that I'm playing. So I've used that's what I've used. I was testing it out, so that's what I'm doing right now for that. And I'll do this for a second, just because certain trolls did came to my channel. I'm not doing it for the troll's sake, but I'm doing it to show people what it is. Excuse me. Stop for a second. Share that for a second, just to share for a quick second to show. Oops, and it might hurt your eyes right now, but okay, there you go. There you go, right here. Like one of the reasons where sometimes I try to do a short podcast. That's why this time I didn't say a short podcast or show whatever. Is because I do have people coming in a chat, which I have right here in the pop-up screen, and as you can see, and they ask questions, and I answer the questions. And sometimes it is a lot of people, sometimes a few. Like most of my podcasts, I do not announce these podcasts going up. It basically at the last minute, I put it up because instead of I could have done this as a video, but because it takes a little longer to render and all that stuff and put together, I always do the podcast like this now more than before. Is because I'll admit to it, I'm lazy because I have too much stuff to do going on, including this year where I'm going to be doing stuff. That's why I said in the last video I'm gonna put up more different types of video. I have videos on my site that on the channel that I have not gone private yet, but it's different style. Like I show you what working is about, how to do this, how to cook food, how to do some stuff. My travels, I have that on the channel already. All I gotta do is just press the public button, just like how the live stream was up the day Fire Emblem came out, but when I stream it, it comes in as private, so nobody can see it, because I just want to make sure everything goes smoothly, because sometimes I have to understand the app that it doesn't put out not my information, but other people's information, because sometimes text comes through the phone. And it basically, the app records everything that's on the screen, which is a pain in the butt. And you will kind of see that at the end of the video where a text came through from Cricket, which is my provider, and it shows that. So I don't want friends, family, everybody's information, and they're talking something personal pops up on the screen for no apparent reason. That's why I'm doing it that way. But again, yes, that's what you can see right now. That's why I sometimes my podcasts go a little longer when it's me and myself, because people ask questions, which I like. I thank you guys for asking these important questions, because it's weird. I've seen other people, you go to other people's channels, you ask these questions, and because of how they don't know certain things, or they use their arrogance to pull a lot of things out, the questions are asked, the answers that they ask are asinine to me. It's like, really? And of course, they do the whole thing, which I always also hate about YouTube. If you don't know, just say you don't know. Nothing wrong with saying I don't know. And that's why when Maurice asked me the question about you see the pair, he asked about he talked about, did you do the Atlas survey? No, I don't. No, I didn't. Did I take it? Did you take it? No, I didn't. I don't know what's in it. I'm not gonna go straight up and then Google it right now and look at it and say, hey, yeah, I did take it and blah 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 and lie to people. No, that's not me. I don't do that stuff. I don't say it's integrity. It's just that it's way easier to tell the truth than to lie. That's the way I look at it. That's always how I look at life. Because once you lie, you got to keep on lying just to keep up the truth, and to keep up. I mean, you always got to lie to keep up the lie. So once you start that one, you're gonna keep on going and going. So yeah, it's like whatever. So that's why to anybody out there, I always say it's best just to tell the truth and whatever goes on. But in that regard, like I said again, is you just join in, go back and look and listen to the video at the beginning and through as basically as that's the definition of integrity. Sometimes it is laziness, dude. I ain't gonna lie. It makes no sense to say, I'm gonna do that. Nah, I'm lazy. Why lie about it? Makes no sense to hurt my brain to cover a very stupid lie or a detailed lie just to prove what. Makes no sense. But once again, there is as this video entails, you could go back to the beginning if you just join in. I talked about the online services. It's just ridiculous, people. The argument to see guys fighting over, oh, it's $40, oh, it's $30, oh, it's $25. It's stupid. That's a dumb argument. It really is. If stuff is the service is inside it and say, yo, this is objectively better, and then you move on, I have no problem with that. But some people, some Nintendo fans are going after Sony and Microsoft fans for stupidity. To me, in my assessment, again, the worst case scenario: $5 a month, $60. As the insane gamer said, I waste more than that on tobacco. Like literally, if you eat lunch, you go to McDonald's or Sub or whatever, you spend $5. And most people I know eat that stuff constantly throughout the week. If you just stop one day and you will have enough money for playing gaming, because again, that's the most entertainment you have. You don't watch TV or whatever. You play games a lot. $60 to play online for all that stuff is not a bad price. A year? That's not a bad price. I wish internet was like that, but you got to pay $70, $80, $50, $100 a month. It is rare. That is just ridiculous. It's it's an asinine argument. Let's just call it what it is. If a person want to spend $60 on an Xbox to get what they want, and they see that the service is that, they go and they do it. $5 is not atrocious. I never think of it as crazy as that. Sony up there's their PSN or whatever. Hey, you look at it, you see the value. If you want to buy it, you buy it. $70 a month, not that bad. Hell, I pay $100 a year for XM. I said to myself, because when I bought my new car, it came, I got a year free, and I said, you know what, this is stupid. I would never pay for radio, but it's radio on demand to a degree, but it's radio on demand, and I'm like, you know what? When I'm doing trips like 2-hour drives and stuff to different parts of the states and stuff, and not to have like radio cut in and out on me. I could listen to music or comedy or interviews and stuff. Like I left from like last month. I went to Charlotte to visit a friend I grew up with, him and his wife, and chill and shot some video for a documentary I'm working on. And I went over there, and it was a 2.5-hour drive. And I have to say, other than I have my own music to keep me going, I still had, I was listening to the comedy. I basically, to tell the honest truth, I was listening to an interview of how Red Fox, basically everybody knows him, Sanford and Son, not Mr. Red Fox, the real one, and Sanford and Son, how he was the first black, he was not even black, he was the first person to do a comedy album. I thought it was other comedy. It's not a race thing, but like I thought it was like a white person would be the first to have a comedy album. But no, he was the first person to do a album or stuff you could play, listen to his jokes. I did not know that. I learned something, and I listened to that basically all the way to Charlotte. So stuff like that, and it was uninterrupted and got no it had no static or nothing like that. Elizabeth, I'm coming to see you soon. Exactly. But I did not know that. I thought it was like Lenny Bruce or some of the older comedians who had that said, or D Martin or whatever. But no, it was basically Red Fox who did it. That's pretty cool. And so I basically worked to say, okay, not bad. It basically works out to about, well, they basically added taxes and everything. It worked out to about 11, at least, $9 to $11 because they do have a weird way of charging you. But it works about $9 to $11, or you can pay $100 a year, whatever, a month with that to get that. It's like I have constant music or whatever, or interviews or everything. That's not bad. So if I could do that for that, that's, again, it's it's worth the value to me. And again, $60 to play your Call of Duties, if that's your first person shooters, or if you live for online, $60 is not much. That's just a price of a game. So you took up the price of a game to play something you play more and more and more. And that's nothing wrong with that. I don't get the argument of how people do crazy stuff like that. But yeah. So please, other people who listen to me, like I say, I have a couple people. Like I say, I didn't shout out their names, but you do have other people out there who are Nintendo fans, and they've been on my podcast, and also people I'm cool with, and I'm still cool with them. But the arguments is just stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna argue a value of saving $5 to $3. That's so a minute number in money. Now, yes, I make a lot of money, so to me, just stupid. But again, I'm a cheap bastard, so I just don't. That can even me for a cheap bastard. Ooh, you pay $3 a month compared to paying $5. Ooh, golf clap, because I don't care. So, it's the argument or whatever. If you see the value in it, buy it. If you, like I said, Nintendo online service, if it's worth something to you, buy it. If it's not, don't let anybody force you that you have to buy Nintendo, because you don't, one. And two, if it's something that you see that's the value, go ahead. Look at it through your own eyes. Do not look at it through other people's eyes, because that's where you mess up a lot. And Fully Punch, what I said about the popularity and basically, popularity and hype. Well, here's the one. Comparison. Why compare somebody else? Their lifestyle is different from your lifestyle. Make no sense to compare that. My lifestyle is different from a lot of people's lifestyle. And I could afford a lot of things. Again, I could afford a PlayStation, Xbox One, I could all kind of stuff. I don't buy it because it just doesn't talk to me. And they could say all these guys who do have trolling me and stuff. I do not have no I don't have no proof to you nothing or whatever. It is what it is. You don't believe me? Hey, keep it going, bro. I don't care. You believe in me does not change the way I make my money, or do I how I feel about things, really. If you come with a clear head and give me some true facts, then yes, then thank you for your participation in the channel, and I would have no problem adding you to the podcast, and we could talk and all that stuff. But if you just come to troll and say negative things and all that stuff, it's not worth the time, the money, effort. And I'm doing this for free, so hell, I ain't gonna waste my time with all that drama stuff. So let me see. Yeah, like I said, Marie said that's the definition of integrity that I just did. And Food Report is saying your honesty is one of the aspects that I appreciate and respect about you, Liger. This is so much. Thank you, Terrell83. So with that said, I think I don't see no more. So I'm gonna basically wrap this up. But again, the game that you see that I'm blocking right now. But one of the games I bought for my Wii U, which had the Wii, I hope you guys get the Wii version. This is the Wii version right here, which is controls way better than the Wii U. Well, the Wii U has better, looks better, and tells them more the story. But again, I play games for fun, so that's why I like this game. This is a very fun game. I have to, of course, is one of my list games I got to go back and get into. It's called Rodeo the Sky Soldier, which uses the nunchuck remote. That's why I'm so happy. This will be a good game to report over to the Switch. If they combine the Wii U graphics over, they're not gonna up-res nothing. They could up-res it, but just take the Wii U graphics and story, put the Joy-Cons with it, with the controls like this. This will be the definitive version of this game, and I will have the fun because the remote nunchuck is basically just the remote. You don't even need a nunchuck. The remote aspects of this game is way fun than a gamepad and better implemented. Love this game for that. But it's called Rodeo Sky Soldier. See if you can find this game. If not, if you go get the Wii version, go get it. That's the best one out of the two. And one of the many games, like I said, I pick up. Hopefully, I should be able to get a chance to do some videos about all the games I bought last year, like I said in the last video, and talk about some stuff. But with that said, since I don't see no more questions popping up, I want to appreciate you guys for coming through. Shout outs to Maurice Charles, Terrell83, Foodie Puncher, Nova Region, Insane Gamer. Thank you guys for on the chat for joining in. Anybody else out there who this again? The synopsis basically is $60 is not a lot of money. You waste way more money a month than $60. So when you hear Nintendo fans making these videos and arguing, see that's what makes me different from most people. I will say that. I love Nintendo. They're the first. They're my gaming. They're my preferred choice when it comes to gaming because they see. I'm a creative person, and Nintendo speaks to me creatively of keeping me entertaining games by thinking of new ways to play games. That's one of the reasons. Another one of the reasons I play. I think I might do a video about the reasons why I like Nintendo as a gaming company. But that's one of the other reasons I love Nintendo because of that. Because of that, they're coming up with an idea. Like that, to take different games and put them together and come. That's why what Iwata said at the GDC with the Nintendo Wii U and the Wii. He said, "Hey, we're Nintendo. We're giving we are friendly to all developers. We're giving you the canvas and the paint. It's up to you to create the picture, the painting." And some people have created some awesome paintings with Nintendo's hardware. Because power, I say many times, power does not create the best, create a great game. It's game design. Game design always makes the game design because you can have a game that's very powerful but boring as hell. And game design makes the best game. Game ideas and game design, basically what it is. But you do that, you get great games. And that's why I see when Nintendo does stuff. So with that said, thank you guys for joining me. And share this video if you think to even Nintendo fans, whatever, to make it to say that the argument's asinine because I broke it down piece by piece at the beginning of the video, and maybe about 30 minutes in is when it start getting a little convoluted and asking questions. But I don't know, I might cut this piece out again so it could be short form, put some video to it, and put it as the behind the scenes thing because it's a good topic. So thank you guys out there. Hope you guys enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. And I hope you guys enjoy Fire Emblem Heroes. I think that might be the next podcast I do. For anybody who wants to join in on that, let me know. I'll put up an event channel to Google Plus so you could add it. And I would love to see people's ideas about the game because again, Fire Emblem Warrior Heroes, it has a little hiccups in there, but it's not. Again, it's no perfect. That's why I'm saying that. Peace out, pimp. Good podcast. Thank you, Maurice Charles. But you know, that's why, like I said, that's why my mantra stands up different from everybody else. That's why I look at things objectively. Again, even through politics, even through cars, everything. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, why you do that?" I'm like, "That's annoying." I'm like, "Cause I just got to. I don't know why I gotta." I will give you an honest opinion, but also give you objective. Like even I could go give my opinion sometimes because just because it works out a certain way, I could say, you know what, yeah, but objectively, this won't work for you, man. Try something else. Technically speaking, like I have a coworker at my at the studio at the nighttime, and he was asking some questions for me, and I said, and so he's like, oh man, why don't I do this to get this car? And so he's talking about cars and how to finance and everything. I said, technically speaking, that would work for me. And he said, oh man, that'd be a cool. I said, yeah, but your situation is different. And this car is really good, but I see what you're talking about. So this financing and this car will work out for you better. Even going against a car that I would tell him to buy, and I would say this would be a better choice. But I look at him and see what's going on. That's why I get a lot of cool people that likes to hang around me in real life. And I got also a lot of people who don't like to hang around me because sometimes I call their phone sound and like, oh man, that's messed up. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to change just because you're a friend or associate. If you do something wrong, you do something wrong. I'm not gonna change it. If your true friendship would be, hey, I called out that you did something wrong, and you're like, you know what, that was wrong, but you know, my situation is different. I ain't gonna do that again. Then we could still be friends. But if you're gonna be a dick about it and be a jerk about it, and we should not be friends or associates. Just let's split ways. Because if I do something wrong, like just like you saw Food Puncher, I made a mistake with the 23 whatever million to the 2.9 million. If I say something wrong, hey, I have no problem being corrected. I don't have this ego with me because I'm not right all the time, and there's nobody been right all the time. But with that said, thank y'all for enjoying this light podcast right here, and I'll catch y'all next time. And remember, there's no perfect game out there. What's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What's perfect to me is not perfect to you. Simply enjoy those games on any console at any time. Peace out.